As a kid who loved military aircraft and jets, I grew up in the right era.
Nah, this sounds terrible. I got a new mic, so I'm reshooting this. As a kid who loved military aircraft and jets, I grew up in the right era. The 80s gave us Iron Eagle, Firefox, The Final Countdown, Blue Thunder, Iron Eagle 2, and let's not forget the video games that just let us pretend. These things are just neat. If airline pilots were cool, fighter pilots were the coolest. To a kid, this was the closest thing we would ever come to this. Fighter pilots have a mystique. A reputation. What does it take to become one? Nerves of steel? Reflexes of a cat? Eyes of an eagle? Or maybe just the balls to follow a woman into the ladies' room? This is Top Gun. Welcome to one of the most dangerous job sites on Earth. If the jet blast doesn't kill you, the giant floating credits will. It's not truly the danger zone until the gang signs start flying. Speaking of flying, bogeys are spotted on radar.
We have unknown aircraft. Inbound Mustang.
Who's up there?
Cougar and Merlin and Maverick and Goose.
Great. Maverick and Goose.
You hired them. This is Lieutenant Pete Mitchell, callsign Maverick, played by Tom Cruise. These guys all have real names, but it's just more fun to call them by their nicknames. Goose, his radio officer, played by Anthony Edwards. When they check out the bogey, it turns out to be a couple of hostile enemy aircraft. Who's the enemy? Who knows? They fly MiGs that don't exist. They're never mentioned by name. We're in a constant tense relationship with them during the 80s. But it's not the Russians. It was the 80s, so in my mind, they were Cobra. By the way, this is mostly footage of actual fighter planes rented from the Navy, even if you do see a reused shot or two. Not a complaint, just an observation. The MiGs are being menacing without actually firing and causing, war.
He's coming around on our tail!
But this is still enough to freak out Cougar, played by John Stockwell. Look, that's Tim Robbins in the back seat. Nobody fires, but they do get a missile lock, which is the equivalent of saying, I could kill you, but you're lucky my chick's here.
Can't shoot this son of a bitch. Let's see if we can have a little fun with him.
Maverick scares him off with some air rage. This is so going on Wham Bam Dash Cam. Maverick disobeys orders to return by escorting a freaked out Cougar back home. And by help, I mean apply additional pressure.
Come on, buddy, pull up.
Try not to kill everyone on deck, okay? It's fascinating how this works. Planes lower a hook that catches a wire on deck that slows the plane down. It sounds like bullshit, but it's really how they do it. The precision required, the nerve, it's gutsy and ballsy. There's no joke here, I'm just impressed. Mav's in trouble, but not enough trouble, despite having a record as long as Dianetics. Cougar was supposed to be sent to Top Gun, but he resigned. I didn't think that works that way, but by default, Maverick and Goose get to go.
I'm gonna send you up against the best. You two characters are going to Top Gun.
Yay, insubordination! I was born not far from here. Look at me! I'm an F-14 Tomcat Cruise. Anyone else expecting him to take off right here without a plane? But put on a helmet, man. The instructors, Viper, played by Tom Skerritt, and Jester, played by Michael Ironside, who I will watch in anything. Val Kilmer is Iceman, Maverick's foil and intense fidgeter.
Gives me a hard on. Don't tease me.
There's a lot of boner talk in this movie. Should I keep count? Flirt after class, guys. You're here to learn. Iceman has a reputation.
That's him, Iceman. That's the way he flies, ice cold, no mistakes.
So does Maverick.
Whose butt did you kiss to get in here, huh?
Well, the list is long but distinguished.
Yeah, well, so's my Johnson.
Did Tony Scott or Joel Schumacher direct? Kelly McGillis is Charlie, and Maverick has target acquired. Fox 1. Hehehehe. Guys, do not try this at home.
Never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips.
Seriously.
Believe me, I know it. You've lost that love and feeling. Whoa, that love and feeling.
Did this work on Mimi, Nicole, Katie? Shockingly, this fails to get Maverick laid. This doesn't come off as desperate at all. You know they have whistles for this. Again, this fails to get him laid.
Your friend was magnificent.
Nah, I can hold my own.
Turns out Charlie is a Top Gun instructor. But that's not enough to stop the flirting. Finally, some airtime. Mav versus Jester.
You can run, kid, but you can't hide.
Jester's on a 6, but not too long.
Hit the brakes, he'll fly right by.
I bet this brakes move comes up again later. Are we in agreement?
Jester's dead.
Mav wins, but not without violating one of the rules. He went below the hard deck, which is a theoretical ground you're not supposed to go below. That means you crashed into the ground without actually crashing into the ground. Then he violates another rule. Oh, my nipples!
God damn it! Heck, twice! I want some butts!
Top Gun rules of engagement exist for your safety and for that of your team.
Hold out your wrists. Slap, slap, slap. But it's okay. Viper knew Maverick's dad. There's a backstory here we get bits and pieces to, and it's the reason for the chip on Maverick's shoulder. Breaks down to daddy issues. Maverick, I can't get in trouble. I need this job. It'll never happen again. I got you forever, buddy. Am I gonna die? Probably.
Yeah, I guess when I see something, I go right after it.
Oh, she wants a taste. Like sweaty dudes in volleyball? We got you, fam. They had to throw in something for the ladies whose boyfriends dragged to this movie. Volleyball or female companionship? Mav makes his choice.
Got it! I got some things I gotta take care of.
They're so blue, Goose. They need release. Mav goes to Charlie's house, where they have dinner, some light sexual tension, and don't have sex. Still blue. That doesn't stop the potential HR nightmare that is Maverick and Charlie. Goose's wife, played by Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan, wow. And child come to visit. This kid grows up to be Rooster, by the way.
Goose tells me you're in love with one of your instructors.
Who wouldn't? Oh, they're just lighting that fuse now, aren't they? Maverick has a bad day at school.
The encounter was a victory, but I think that we've shown it as an example of what not to do. And I just don't want anyone to know that I've fallen for you.
Line?
I feel the need for speed.
That's what she told everyone afterwards. Maverick gets cocky and loses an engagement.
Bingo, Maverick's dead. You're out of there, kid.
That'll cost him a loot box. Again, it won't happen again. Another engagement, but this time things go horribly wrong. An engine stall results in Maverick going into a flat spin, which is unrecoverable. Like a bug on a windshield. And Goose is killed. Maverick loses his nerve, gets depressed, and again manages to avoid getting in trouble. It's not like it was his fault, but he still picks up a few engrams. He's lost his mojo.
Yeah, Maverick just quit.
Again, I didn't know you could just leave the military like that. A heart-to-heart with the big boss gives Maverick some hope, and clarity on what happened to his dad, who died a hero. And this somehow makes it all better. Maverick doesn't win first place, something you would have expected, but we still know who the best pilot is, right? We got a serious situation.
We have a crisis situation. Maverick, you'll get your rear when you get to the ship. And if you don't, I'll fly with you.
Do you want to die? Their job is to provide air support to a rescue operation.
The communication ship SS Layton has become disabled and has wandered into foreign territory.
MiGs, which are Russian, visually represented by American planes.
Those MiGs carry the Exocet anti-ship missile.
Which is a French missile. They really don't want us to pin this on any one country, do they? Iceman is set up with Hollywood, and Maverick is backup. 2 bogeys, easy peasy.
They must be close. I'm getting a hard on.
Things get hairy. 2 bogeys turn into 6. A bogey is an unidentified aircraft. A bandit is an enemy aircraft. And if that aircraft opens fire, it becomes a hostile. If it's on your team, it's a friendly. And if it doesn't fit any of these, it's aliens. So the hostiles get really hostile. I mean, they're shooting now. How is this not starting a war? Maverick is sent in. Of course, his nerve isn't sent with him, and he's freezing up.
Talk to me, Goose. In there, for Christ's sake! Ice is in trouble.
No! What are you waiting for? Do it!
Maverick's re-engaging, sir.
So he's back in the fight, and starts picking off MiGs one by one. He even learned something.
I'm not leaving my wingman. Your phone down! I'm bringing him in closer, Merlin. I'm gonna hit the brakes, he'll fly right by.
And here's that hitting the brakes move again. Mav and Ice are now bros. Maverick goes back to teach at Top Gun, because a nice desk job sounds really chill right now. Goose can be his ghostly teaching assistant, and Charlie's there waiting.
I heard the best of the best were going to be back here, so...
That was Top Gun. If Tom Cruise excelled at anything, it's playing the young, cocky guy better than everyone else, doesn't play well with others, minor flaws to overcome, learns to work in a group, and saves the day. Charlie is a professional, knowledgeable in her field, but unfortunately, once she splashes Maverick, that's an actual term, she becomes his girl and doesn't do much more than prop up Maverick. Are we to infer that she gave up her next plum job to be with him at the end? Maverick is his own antagonist. Iceman is just there to hold up the mirror.
That's because every time you go up in the air, you're unsafe.
After everything, Iceman is absolutely right about Maverick. His concerns are valid.
It's not your flying. It's your attitude.
Would you want your backup to be suffering from PTSD? I'd be nervous too. Goose, my man. Likeable, relatable, gives Maverick a softer human side that he badly needs. And man, did I hate seeing him go. And this was right after I saw Anthony Edwards in Gotcha. And then he got on ER and I was like, hey, he's back! And then they rip him away again. One of the slickest soundtracks of the 80s, with Kenny Loggins, Berlin, Miami Sound Machine. Here's a life hack. If you need help getting up in the morning, play Harold Faltermeyer's Top Gun anthem as your wake-up tone. By the time Steve Stevens' guitar riff kicks in, you are up. No snooze, no 5 more minutes, you are up. Adrenaline-pumping action, framing an offbeat love story. Something for everyone. It helps keep things, pardon the expression, grounded. Acting is a little hammy at times. There's a charm to all of it. The writing is, sad to say, cliched. Let's be honest. We knew Mav would be the best in the end, and we knew Goose was doomed the second they let us see how nice he is. Realism is nowhere to be found, and just don't look for it. This is pure cheese entertainment. Go with it. Aerial footage and models are blended pretty well. You didn't think they really blew up planes, did you? When you think about it, you're watching a bunch of guys seated, wiggling sticks, and you're still enthralled. I remember the first time I watched this in high school, on the big screen. During the final dogfight, my heart was pounding out of my chest. Then I saw a doctor about that. I personally love this movie. It's one of the first DVDs I owned. It's one of the first Blu-rays I owned. The only reason I don't have it on 4K is because I don't like to double dip. Someday I'll get it, if my Blu-ray wears out. Top Gun is 4 Bs. Still a fun movie, with minor flaws, cliches. That doesn't stop me from putting it on every few months. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, the bell. You know the usual YouTube stuff. This is theNewBee, and I'll see you later, kids. Toodles.
Stop giving up.